Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Jenny, and today is finally the day that I'm going to start working on the inventory that I've been talking about for like the past few videos. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, I'll just go over it quickly. I have planned to go to some craft markets. We'll see how far I get, to be honest, because I've never done this before. It's going to be my first time ever. I'm really excited about that because I really do want to try it out. I put it on my vision board because I want this to happen. I want to do this. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I have a friend at work that she does it. So this kind of like pushed me to be like, I should just do it. Like, just take the plunge. Let's just do it. Stop being so scared. So far and everything, I've kind of like cleaned up a little bit of like my online presence and like, like QR codes and stuff like that because I don't want to do business cards. I just want them to be able to like scan and like I'll have like little things on the actual products. So if they want to look for me or whatever, they can. And it's going to be easy. They don't have to type anything in if they don't want to. I also pretty much like got like the booth set up how I want or I imagine it in my brain. I kind of have that already figured out. All that's pretty much left is for me to just create the inventory because currently I have zero. Today is February 21st. I'm kind of worried because I've been trying to create inventory, or I guess like what I've been doing is just like the planning stages of like, what am I going to create? What am I going to be selling? What is going to be my thing? You know what I mean? So I don't know if I have that 100% refined. I don't think I do, in all honesty. So I have to work on some patterns because I want to crochet for one. I want to crochet some stuff. I want to see if I could embroider some stuff. And I feel like this is like a very well known, it got really popular a few years ago. I created this cute little thing. It was just a practice one. And it's one of those that you could like buy. It's like a kit that you can like buy. Freaking nightmare fuel on the back. This is what it looks like. It's really nice and like fluffy and nice. I'm giving this to my sister. It's a little magnet. I have some pencil pouches and I'm thinking about maybe doing this kind of technique on the pencil pouches and like doing little cute things that I create just to make it nice and handmade and cute and give options and like variety to the stuff that I'm going to be making because I don't want to just make crochet stuff. I don't want to just make embroidery stuff. Like it's going to be a market. I want to have a variety of items that people can choose from, variety of price ranges and everything. So, yeah, I need to get a move on trying to create this stuff. It has been difficult. I have been trying to do a few things here and there to try and like prep for it, but my biggest issue is time and my time management because as you know from the life update, I got a new job position. I'm no longer working from home. So I am at work, like at a physical location for 8 hours of my day. And I love my job. It's awesome. It's great. The only thing is, I don't really have any more like free time or like downtime. I'll just, crochet or whip something up real quick or whatever. Like I don't have that flexibility in my schedule anymore. So it's kind of like, when do I have the time to create this stuff? My biggest thing was like, oh, well, maybe I can do it when I come home. But 2 days out of the week, I am working overtime. So those days specifically, I'm freaking exhausted. I'm exhausted when I get home. I get home so late and I'm like, all I want to do is just sleep. Like, I don't even want to take a shower or cook or nothing else. I don't want to do anything else. I just want to sleep. Because for one, I wake up every day for work around 5 to 5:30. 5:30 is like I'm pushing it. So I try to wake up a little bit earlier than 5:30. I'm getting my stuff ready, like my coffee, my breakfast, making sure I packed my lunch. And, I have to do my makeup in the morning and get ready, like, make sure I look presentable and stuff because it's like a business casual kind of vibe that I have to go to work in, and have to get my kids up. I have to make sure that they're getting ready, brush their hair, their teeth, they're putting on their school uniforms. They have all their stuff in their book bag, like homework and their Chromebooks and whatever, to make sure that they are ready for the day. And then we have to rush out the door, go to the school, and then it's just go, go, go. Like my schedule at work, I have like set times where it's like I can't modify these hours that I'm going to be doing things, but there's just always something going on. So I love it because every day is not the same. And I find that very satisfying for me. I do think that I may have a little bit of ADHD. I definitely have anxiety for sure because of the way that my day is set up and everything. Like it's so like, oh, I love it. I love the way that my days go at work because it doesn't feel dull. It doesn't feel boring. I'm constantly doing something. I'm constantly moving. And, I love that. So there's so many faces and people that I meet and get to know and everything. And that satisfies me personally, like my heart and everything. So yeah, I can't really do anything at work that will, help me in this venture or whatever. So I have to wait until I come home. And pretty much 3 days out of the week, well, I guess it's more like two, because 2 days I'm doing overtime. One day there's like always a staff meeting and I stay late for that. And then the other 2 days are pretty much my free days where I get to come home right after the time that I clock out. But sometimes like stuff happens and I have to stay late and I have to do like other things. And it's, a school position. I feel like it's very much a selfless thing. So like you are always having to put yourself last and you're like, okay, this is the greater good for the school or for the kids or for whatever. It gets a little tricky. And then I have my weekends, but the weekends are mostly filled with chores and everything. And I also have to make dinner every day because, for one, groceries are expensive. Two, eating out is even more expensive. So we opt to make sure that we're making dinner every day at home so that we can, make sure that we're actually getting our money's worth. Yeah, that takes a lot of time. And then having estas greñas, like, girl, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to do with my hair and I haven't really been doing like my hair routine as religiously. So like my hair isn't looking the greatest recently, but yeah, every day I have to wash my face because I do makeup. I don't really do I don't do a full face like this for work. I just do eyeliner, mascara, and I'll do like a little bit of a lip, but not crazy. So I have to wash my face every day. I don't wash my hair every day because that's just not plausible. There's too many moving parts because there's also my kids have homework. I have to help them with homework and make sure that they're taking a shower and they're clean and everything and they have clothes folded. There's a lot of stuff that prevents me from just sitting down, getting everything that I need to be done for this venture. I've always had this on the back burner. Like it's always last to the extremely long list of duties that I have to commit to. So number one out of everything, I am a mom and a wife first. I try my hardest to make sure that I'm putting them first before anything else. I am trying to get better at self-care and taking care of myself. So that's number two on my list. And then I am a working woman. So I have to go to work. And that's something that that is a fixed paycheck that I'm receiving. So I try to not miss work when it's not necessary. Like if there's like a doctor's appointment or if I'm like deathly ill, then yes, I will take off. But there's no need for me to be taking off for just willy-nilly. Then after that, this. Like extra stuff, like me creating art or me wanting to go and sell my art and stuff like that. I did try selling on Etsy for a little bit, but I don't know, I just wasn't good at it. I made a few sales, but it wasn't like crazy. And then Etsy is just not the best place for handmade artists anymore, unfortunately, which is like, it's just disappointing and it's like frustrating because it's just like, that's literally y'all's whole marketing thing is like, oh, we are the best platform for handmade artists and whatever. But it's like, no, you're not. You're literally letting corporates like come in and wholesale. And it's like, that's not fair. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. I'm no longer on Etsy and I don't think I'm going to be coming back to Etsy for a while. Unless they fix it, then I guess, I could probably try my hand at it again, but I don't know. When I painted the drawers, that was like forever ago. Like, oh, that was so long ago. But yeah, I painted some drawers to match like more of like the aesthetic of like my like art room area because this is my bedroom. I went over my Etsy experience. So if you want more details about that, then you can go back to that video. Yeah. So I've never done a physical market where like, I go in person and I'm selling my art in person, mostly because I've just been scared and I feel like it would be too difficult for me because I was like, my kids are too little and it's just, yeah. But like now my kids are a little bit older and they understand. And, if anything, if they want to help me, they can. And, it's like festivals and stuff like that. So they can have fun. I know my daughter would really appreciate that because she is constantly asking me, what are we doing this weekend? What are we doing? When I'm literally just laying in bed, like I'm just trying to recover so that I could be okay for the next time that we have to go back to work. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what my schedule would look like once I start trying to do these markets and stuff. For right now, what I really, really, really need to do is create the inventory. And so far, I have created two little like mock-ups, and I think they're just darling little things. They're so cute. So this is a little goldfish, super cute, so tiny. I'm micro crocheting all of these. Oh my gosh, my nails are just in the way. Can't really see. But look at him. He's so cute. The little darndest little thing. He's so cute. Do you like my nails, by the way? Cute. Just got them done yesterday. I went with my best friend, Leslie. Hi, Leslie. And then this is the other mock up that I made. He's still a goldfish, but he's based off of those goldfish that are kind of ugly with like the bulbous eyes. He's so cute. I actually really like him. He has some fuzzies on him, but whatever. Super cute. So those are the little mock-ups. And then I have these little bowls that I'm going to be putting them in. I have put like the sediment or like the pebbles that go in a fishbowl at the bottom. Then once that's all said and done, then he or she, I don't know, would go in there. And they do have magnets in them, so they stick together. I want to offer it so like, they can buy however many they want, but they stick together, I swear. See? They're just I got um they're like repelling each other just. Yeah, so they have magnets in them. I'll put a magnet in here once the sediment is dried, and then they could stick in there and folks can either leave them in the little bowl and put them on their desk, or they can take the little fishy out, put them on on like their fridge or whatever. That's one of the main things that I've been working on. So I had to like create the pattern and test it out and make sure it looks cute and I like how it looks and everything and whatever. Like it's been a process just to do these tiny little fishies. Another thing that I'm planning on doing is making tiny little frogs. He's not done, but he is just the cutest. Look at him. He's so tiny. And same thing, he would have like a little like terrarium. Like I don't think I'm gonna make the frogs this tiny though, because this is crazy tiny. Like how absolutely tiny that is. So cute. But yeah, I would probably put him in a different tank also. I have like a few things. I have made purchases pretty much just like going towards what I want to sell and have on the table and everything. So I got these little tanks. I got these little things. These are actually for desserts, but it's acrylic. It's nice. I really like those. I got these tiny little baskets. Super cute. Like groceries. And then I have this for like, making little plants and stuff. And this is what I mean about like that would be what I would put on everything. So folks can scan it and they can quickly find me. There is like my name is on there. You can see Jenny Can Create. So if they don't have the QR code option, they still can look for me. And I'm literally on all platforms. So I don't like putting like the little logo of the platforms on things anymore because I mean, y'all saw what happened with Twitter and all of that. It's just, it changes constantly. So it's frustrating to be like, oh, I have this business card and put that I'm on Twitter or whatever. And the logo is just non existent now because it's now considered X. So Yeah, I also got this for like making little desserts and the logo's on the bottom. Perfect little like circle area for the logo too. I found these. I don't know if I'm going to be repurchasing these, making this like an item that I will, have constantly in on like, for markets. But I thought that making tiny little like bat birds to put in here would be so cute. You can literally open it, but I think that's really, really cute for like bird people. And then a little trash can because everybody needs a little trash companion, you know? And then all of these things, they're all going to be the same. So you can remove the little thing that I'm making, or you could just leave it as is and put it on your desk or wherever you want to display it. Those are like the main ideas that I have. And oh my gosh, you can literally see the chaos that I've been dealing with back here. I mean, part of it is that back there is like, my pottery wheel and the clay and everything. Like, I just put it back there because I'm like, that's the clay area. And this bin right here has all like the bulk items of this stuff. And then the bin behind that one is like all the yarn and everything. So, yes, definitely an investment kind of a situation that I have to do for, going to markets and everything. But I'm excited. I hope that it pays off, to be honest. Like, I really, really want this to work. Oh my gosh, I just found a magnet that I could show you truly. And I had it the whole time. The little llama thing that I made. Look at him. He's on there. Wiggle. Okay. I will hand over to my desk so you could see what's going on my desk. I do have a little bit of a chaos situation going on, mostly because I'm uploading a video right now to YouTube and I'm just waiting for it to fully upload and then I can get my computer out of here and I'll edit later. But because right now what I want to do is crochet. Okay, so this is pretty much how my desk is set up right now. Computer, it says 15 more minutes before it's like done, so that's gonna go soon. I have my phone here on the charger because I like to watch stuff when I'm crocheting, and I just got this little thing. This is the thread that I really like to use. I think it's called Aunt Lydia's or something like that. It's really, really thin, like it's literally thread pretty much, and this magnetizes right here. Super cool. So I could switch out the colors whenever I want. I have a notebook under it, and that's where I'm pretty much keeping track of inventory, the displays, and patterns, and pretty much like the items and stuff that I'm having planned to create. So yeah, I just got this squishy. It's butter. I love it. It's so nice and squishy. I love how it squishes and it smells really good. But yeah, so this is my setup. I have all like the stuff that I have planned for the market up here as a reminder to be like, girl, you got to get a move on to creating this stuff. So yeah, that's why it's up there. And this stuff that isn't normally here, my kids have projects, like school projects and stuff. So I'm like helping them with that. And this is just my like work setup. For when I'm going to work and I like, this is my mirror and like deodorant and perfumes and stuff. And I just have like documents here and like computer stuff. So this is the desk. It's kind of sort of the same from the studio vlog that I did where I'm like reorganizing everything. It's pretty much the same. I did change up a little bit of things, but it's not anything crazy. So yeah, let's get to crocheting and creating. I just got back from having lunch. I had a sandwich with some hot Cheetos. So before I went to go have lunch, I made one tail and two of the dorsal fins because right here I have two little fish bodies without any of their fins and stuff. They're stuck together because of the magnets. Oh, and I also had the tail already made so I could fly through this section. So with that, I just have to do I think it's called pectoral fins, the ones that go on the side. You know, the little, when Nemo had his like tiny little deformed fin. I just gotta make those. So I gotta make four of those and then sew it all together. And then I gotta make their little mouths. So like you see how like this one has little pink lips. This one has yellow lips. So like you can't really see unless you see from like the side. You can see like it has like little, and yeah, so I got to do all of that and then I'm done with the fishies. So that would make four in total fish that are completed. Now, I don't know if it would be smart of me to keep at least one or two of these. I guess like it would be best if I kept these two that are completed to be like my examples, but I don't really know if I should do that or if I should just sell them all. I don't know. Like once I'm done with these, now I have to figure out like what am I actually going to do with these little froggies. Those would actually be super cute little earrings. What do you think? That's cute. He's so cute and adorable. Yeah. So that would be four bowls and then little frog guy. I want to put him in the tank. So I definitely need to make him bigger, like for sure, for sure. I also have these little baskets that I'm trying to figure out like what am I going to make to put in the baskets so that those could be like quick little like grab, like people just grab them and they'll go or whatever. So I gotta figure that out too. Don't really know what I'm gonna do. I will check back in soon. Hey. I feel like I do this like so much in my videos to the point where I'm like, do I even have to explain what happened? Like, I'm happy that I moved my schedule to be more forgiving to like stuff that happens to me. Yeah, so I got my gallbladder removed over a month ago now. It was March 2nd. I went to the hospital February 22nd. It was my niece's birthday. We went to some, like, I think it was like a Korean place. I don't remember. And they had fried chicken and stuff like that. It was really good, but it was kind of far. So I remember on our way back, like, I was like starting to feel like a little like my stomach was upset and I was like, I don't know. I was like, whatever, like, it happens sometimes. So I was like, maybe the food just didn't sit well with me or whatever. So that's what I thought. And then I went to the bathroom to expel it. And it got worse, like to the point where my chest started hurting and like my back, like it was like my shoulders and like my back, like pretty much like where like the entirety of my rib cage, like everything was just hurting there. And me not knowing what's going on. Like I literally could not even talk because I would talk for like maybe like a minute and then I would have to go back to the bathroom to I was like, okay, what's going on? Because I've never vomited this much in my entire life. So, and there was nothing else in my stomach at that point. So I'm like, what's even happening? Like the nausea was intense, the pain was intense. So I Googled it because I was like, what's happening with me? And of course, Google was like, hey girl, you're having a heart attack. So go to the hospital right now or you're going to die. I went to the closest hospital to me and it was a Saturday. So it was absolutely swamped and they were short staffed, unfortunately. Like it's just wrong time, I guess. I don't know. I don't blame anybody that works there. It's not their fault. I don't want to put in a complaint or anything like that because I feel like it's kicking somebody when they're down. Like I completely understand that. Like, hey, they just need more staff members, and it was the night shift, and it was insane. It was the weekend, and I don't know, but I went in. I got seen pretty quickly because, like, my initial reason for going in was because of chest pain. They did a EKG. They gave me morphine. I've never had morphine in my entire life. So that was an experience. I don't know if they did this on purpose or if they just didn't measure it right, or maybe they gave me the wrong dosage because there was a lot of people there and they were just trying to like rush it or whatever. I don't know. But I feel like I was given way too much morphine. And since it was my first time ever, I didn't really like register what was happening to me because I was like, why do I feel like this? I literally could not even stand. I felt really, really like anxious and like scared. Not the best feelings in the world to feel. Like, I was separated from my family. They were in the waiting room while I was in a different waiting room behind like other doors. And like nobody was telling me what was going on and like nothing. Like it was just nothing. And I was like, what's happening? And there was a lot of people there. So when they triaged me, I told them exactly like my symptoms and how I felt and what was happening and what I ate. They were pretty much like, oh, it sounds to me like it's your gallbladder. And I was like, what is that? Because I've never even heard about that my entire life. She was like, we're gonna do an ultrasound on your gallbladder, just to see, like, we can rule it out if it's not that or whatever. And I was like, okay. And because the pain was like upper, I can't show you. So like, where your stomach is, it's like to the right of that, not lower. It was near the rib cage pretty much. And because of the placement of the pain, that's why she said that it was most likely the gallbladder. Because if it would have been lower, then there would have been suspicion that it was my appendix. So, yay, anatomy. I'm not doing a great job explaining that, but they took some blood samples. They put me in a different waiting room with a bunch of other patients, and then they hooked me up to the morphine. And by that time, I want to say it was like 11 at night. So I called my husband. He was in the waiting room with our kids. And I just told him, I was like, hey, go home because I don't know how long this is going to be. And I don't think that the kids should, be waiting and scared and, in the hospital. So I was like, just take him home. So he did. And everybody was sleeping and everything, but I was in the waiting room the entire night. I was never given a bed or anything like that because they were that swamped. I was never actually fully admitted. So I'm in this waiting room and people are very, very upset because, they're taking a really long time to attend people, to give them their medication, to, come back to check back in. And like it's just like we were put in this waiting room and kind of forgotten about. Like it had been hours since the last time that anybody on the staff had like gone to check in that room. Yeah, people started fighting and that was not fun. It was very, very scary, especially because I was very much drugged up. So I'm just sitting there like, so then they finally take me to go do my ultrasound. And to do the ultrasound, they're like, okay, take some deep breaths. And I'm like, all right. And they're pushing exactly where I have the pain, but I'm so hopped up on the morphine, I don't even feel it. And ultrasound rooms are normally really dark and quiet and everything. So I was like really, really out of it. And at that time, it was probably around 2 in the morning. And unfortunately, the lady that was doing the ultrasound, she was rolling people up and down the elevator. So she had to take a wheelchair, take it to me. Like I was so hopped up on morphine, I could not even walk. So she had to get a wheelchair for me. So then she rolled me down to the ultrasound, do the ultrasound, then had to roll me back up and then get the next person to roll them back down. So it's like a lot of wasted time. By the time it was, I want to say like 5 in the morning, the doctor comes up to me, she calls me and she's like, hey, it's exactly what I thought. It's your gallbladder. You have gallstones. So you can never, ever, ever eat greasy foods ever again in your life. Here's a specialist. Go get your gallbladder removed. There's no other way that you could get rid of these gallstones. So yeah, bye bye. And I was like, oh. I know she was rushing, but I was like so out of it also. I didn't even know like what to ask her. Like I was just like, "What is happening? What just happened?" And she was just like, "You can go to the other waiting room and wait for your ride." And I was like, "Oh, okay." They gave me my discharge papers and a bill, and they were like, "Bye bye." The morphine stayed in my body for a very long time. Like, I want to say, like, for the next like week after that Friday, I started to feel like a dull pain again in the same place, but it wasn't the same enormous pain. Like, I wasn't vomiting, I was like none of the other symptoms. It was just a dull pain. And I was like, something's not right. I was like, I don't feel good. Saturday morning, I'm woken up by the pain at 6 in the morning and I feel so nauseous. I toast up some bread and I'm like trying to just eat it like that, just plain bread. Like there's no butter, there's nothing on it. And it makes me want to vomit. And I'm like, there's nothing in my stomach. What's going on? Whatever. My husband had gone to work and I call my sister and I'm like, hey, do you think that you could, come over? Because I'm not feeling good. And she was like, yeah, like, take you to the hospital. And I was like, I don't know. She was like, I'm bringing you some Tylenol because all I had was ibuprofen. I take the Tylenol and I start to feel better. So then, like we go out and I'm like, hey, I feel good. I'm good. And then I'm like, if I have to continue to take Tylenol, I guess in my mind, I was like, something's not right. Like, I don't want to be drugged up for the rest of my life just to, continue day to day. So I was like, I'm not going to take anything, Saturday night. And then I'm woken up again at 5 in the morning on Sunday. So I get up and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go take a shower and see if, like, like the warm water and like the vapor helps me. Before I took a shower, I was like, if the pain doesn't go away, I'm going to, get myself ready, get everybody ready, make breakfast and whatever. And I'm going to, ask to be taken to the hospital, but not the same hospital that I was taken to the week before. So I do that. I make breakfast for everybody, I get ready and everything. And then, I wake everybody up and I'm like, hey, breakfast ready, whatever. I don't eat anything because I just feel so nauseous and in pain and just, like the pain was coming to me like in waves. And I just was not doing well. So, well, like everybody's about to finish eating breakfast, and my mom calls and she's like, hey, how are you feeling and everything? And I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna go to the hospital. I'm just waiting for everybody to finish eating. And she's like, I'm on my way. She's like, you're not taking the kids to the hospital. She's like, I'm gonna go pick them up, take it to my house, and you can go to the hospital. And I was like, okay. So we go to the hospital and night and day difference. Probably also because of the time and everything that we went into the hospital. They attended me very, very quickly. And by the time they were done with the triage, I was given a bed. And then I was probably sitting there for like not even 20 minutes. And then they took me to go get my ultrasound. And yeah, so all that happened between like within an hour pretty much of me arriving at the hospital. And at that point, I had only drinking water. So they told me you can no longer drink any more water just in case. After the ultrasound, they were like, so it does look like it's the beginning stages of an infection. So we recommend for you to have surgery to remove your gallbladder. And I was like, you know what? I don't want surgery, but I'm going to have to go with medical advice because at this point, what kind of a life am I even living? Because that week after the first gallstone attack, I literally was like, okay, not eating anything greasy, not eating anything that would upset it. I'm just going to like full on, like, I was eating only salads. I had zero energy and I was running around the school and everything with only salads in my system. And I was like, I feel god awful, but the gallbladder diet is insane. Like, at that point, you're just eating seeds. Like, you can't have anything with flavor, no caffeine. And I'm just like, okay. But they were like, hey, after you get your gallbladder removed, we recommend for you to just limit, like, like the fatty foods that you eat and everything and slowly, like, incorporate them back into your diet. And you're pretty much just going to live a normal life. I don't know if they told me that to pretty much like help me make the decision to just go ahead and move forward with the surgery or something. I don't know. But the surgeon, he was very, very nice. I was obviously terrified because this was my first ever surgery and I've never been under anesthesia before. Like I still have my wisdom teeth. Like I don't think I've ever been under laughing gas. Like I think I've had like numbing stuff, but that's it. I called my sister and my mom and like, I talked to my kids. I'm not gonna cry. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go under surgery. I love you guys. I don't know why I'm crying. Why did I get so emotional? It happened like a month ago and I'm perfectly fine. I'm here. I healed perfectly fine. Probably gonna have some scars. Highly, highly painful. I was in excruciating pain after the surgery. I thought that I had a really high pain tolerance, but this has showed me that I don't. Mostly because I had my kids, no epidural, no pain medicine, nothing. Pretty fast labors. With my son, it was 4 hours. With my daughter, it was like less than 2 hours. So I really don't know like why I was in so much pain. It was really, 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 really painful. They had like this like massage thingy on my legs while I was at the hospital to make sure that I didn't get any blood clots. And it was kind of scary when they first put it on me because they were like, oh, this is to help like, like avoid blood clots and everything because that's the number one killer after operations and stuff like this. And I was like, oh. Not fun, not something that I wanted to hear, after going through surgery. So going to sleep, it's kind of crazy. They make you like scrub down pretty much, and then like they make you like put like some weird foil on your hair, the nightgown, and like everything's pretty comfortable, thankfully. Like they try to keep you as warm as possible. Then they wheeled me into the operating room, gave my husband a kiss goodbye. He was there with me the whole time, like up until where he could. They sent him to a waiting room, and then I was taken to the operation room, and wow, very bright. They were just like asking me questions and stuff, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna take the best nap and this and that." At IV, and they put something in me that made me feel like really like tingly, and then they put a mask on me, and then they were like, okay, take deep breaths. They didn't make me count or anything like that, but I remember I took 4 deep breaths. Then it was just nothingness. I do remember dreaming a little bit. I don't know if I was just exhausted from not sleeping well because of the pain and like, those molestares from like the gallstones and everything. But I do remember dreaming about my kids. I don't remember what, but I do remember that was the first thing that I said when I woke up. I woke up and I was in this like dark room and like I immediately like wanted to like try to get up for some reason. Well, I felt really just uncomfortable. Like I felt like something was just like on me, like on my stomach, and I was like trying to get out from under it, but there was nothing on me. It was just the pain from the surgery because it's like a machine that does it for you. So I have one, two, three, I have 4 scars. The doctor, he's the one that's controlling it and everything, but it's the machine that does it. So like the little incisions are like this big. One of the worst things is one of the incisions is in my belly button. So yay, that's the best. From what the surgeon told me is that's actually where they pull the gallbladder out. And so yeah, I woke up in this room and then they had to like move me to a post-op room because I spent the night and my husband went to go get the kids from my mom. He took them home so that, they didn't have to spend the night at my mom's house and everything. So my sister spent the night with me, so she was helping me, and the nurse that I had was very, very awesome. And then in the morning, like my sister, she works really close to the hospital, so she had to go to work. And then a few hours later, like my husband and the kids came, and like, the kids were like, "Why are you in the hospital?" They're like, we really hope that you feel better and this and that. They were like sad that I was sick. So yeah, then I got discharged, came home, got my Percocets. The Percocets, I don't feel like they actually took away the pain. I feel like they just made me fall asleep. I would take a Percocet, go to sleep, wake up probably like an hour before I had to take the next dose. I would probably just go to the bathroom, eat a little bit, and then take the next Percocet because you had to take them with food, and then go back to sleep. And the cycle just went on like that for the first week. And then I started to like wean myself off of it. Percocets are very, very strong, made me very, very dizzy. And here we are, over 4 weeks post op. That was March 2nd. Today is April 8th. I will be fully healed in, I think think another week, right? Yeah. Yeah. I think next week is my last week. So, yeah. I did go back to work 2 weeks post-op. I did get a few more days because my daughter ended up getting pneumonia, so I had to take her to the children's hospital. And yeah, but she's perfectly fine. We caught the pneumonia very, very quickly, so she was able to recuperate. She just spent the night at the hospital, and then she was good. Antibiotics and everything, so she's fully good. Yeah, I've just been back to work. I've been trying to take it slow. I haven't been filming. Obviously. The last thing that I filmed, it was about these little fishies. I think I completed two. So these are the completed ones that I made. And then I have these two that just need lips. And then I found this. I was cleaning and I found a little fishy body. And I was like, I don't know how that happened. Whatever. Like, and it has a magnet in it and everything. So I'm like, so I just don't care anymore. And I did end up making these three little aquariums. So this is what they would look like for sale. It has the little QR code so people can scan it and look up, my social medias and whatever. But yeah, so this is what the little aquarium looks like. I just have to glue in a little magnet at the bottom and then put the little fishy in. This is pretty much what it would look like. He just needs a magnet on the bottom, but that's him. That's what he would look like. Pretty much done. So that was before I got sick, and I have not touched anything. Like, not even the video that I was working on and everything. Like, I've just been trying to survive. I'm trying to get back into a routine of exercise and just like my normal routine of everything that I do here at the house. And yeah, it's been a lot. My husband, he really did help me a lot. My mom and my sister, my niece and nephew, like everybody has been really, really helpful. Even my kids. Yeah, I just feel incredibly blessed to have them and still be here and to be back. I'm not going to push myself as hard. And I feel like this was kind of like a warning sign of like, hey, you need to slow down. Like, you are carrying way too much on your back and you need to calm down. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do. So I'm not gonna push myself to be like, let me make 1,000,001 inventory in one video and try to make sure that everything is perfect. I'm still trying to make this vending stuff happen, but if it doesn't, then it's not gonna be the end of the world. But if it does, that would be absolutely amazing. So that's where I'm at pretty much. I'm sorry for disappearing again. Well, I guess it wouldn't really feel like it because I did have like a video that I was able to post last month. So hopefully this video gets out in time and try to get back on the horse. Next video, I'm going to try and work more on inventory and everything. I really hope that you stick around. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.